Hello guys, this is Vishwanath Kulkarni demonstrating Python Diamond tool. I'm myself Vishwanath Kulkarni, computer science student in MS Ramaya, batch 2016, 2012 to 2016. Now let's go back to the Python Diamond tool. Let's give a start. Here is a PPT presentation which I have submitted. You can see all the presentations over here. It gets back with a presentation. This is the introduction. Python Diamond is a daemon that collects matrices and publish them to the graphite. It collects all the CPU, memories, network I/O load, and disk matrices. Additional to this, it has APIs to be implemented for customer collectors and handlers. I can show you guys how to set up in the later part of the video. Let us move on with the video. Now let's go back. Let's search the Python Diamond GitHub repository. This is the repository maintained by the Diamond organization. This you guys can see over here. If you click, here is the link. Here you can get all the diamonds, all the setup files which you guys need to set up in Linux. Yes guys, the setup needs to be done in Linux, not in Windows. You can do it in Mac. The now this is the setup. These are the setup files, and this is the tool demonstrations. All the setup files and all the documentations has been provided by the Python Diamond guys. You can read all the documentation over in this, as you can see over here. In they have maintained their own. The organization have maintained their own website where you guys can see over all the settings, how you guys can install, and what are the success stories. Fabrics being one among them. It is being widely used till now. It is being used in Android app, and the Twitter is the main customer of Fabrics, and other related projects also you can be seeing on this. All diamond dot read the doc.io has sorted the documentation accordingly. Here you guys can see over here all the collectors, all the handlers are down there. There are so many collectors to be defined, so many handlers to be defined, so that you can analyze your computer in a proficient way. Now let's get back to the presentation. This is a presentation. History. Yeah, let's start with the history. Python Diamond has been started by Bright Cover open source project. We can search on that. What is Bright Cover? Open source. These guys have created the. Oh, sorry. Uh, you can search Python Diamonds organization has started this. This is a Bright Cover open source organization, and once you guys click on this link, you will come onto this page where you have that 50-second project. It is Diamond. Here you guys can see, and there are the the GitHub repository maintained by the Brightco OS right now is being modified back to the GitHub Python, which is this link. Right now they are not. There is no description of website provided for this. You can just here you can see the project has been moved, and they'll ask you guys to join and support the project. I mean, as it is in a new phase, it requires a lot of modification, but Python Diamond is an amazing tool for catching the systems matrices. Now let's get back to the presentation. Google Analytics plugins. All you guys can see over here is this much. Brightco was founded as a company at Boston. Is Austin's Bright cover, smart player plugin to allow tracking with Google Analytics in the Bright cover HTML player. This is the history of Python Diamond, how it got originated. Now let's get back to the this is the history. It has been the Brightco OS was being founded in 2010 by Jeremy Allaire, and talking about Python Diamond, it has been started in 2000 around 2006, and the actual date has not been mentioned, but it is said that Jeremy Allaire has started this project in around 2006. So 2006, 2016, it's been almost 10 years, and a lot of companies have adopted Python Diamond. It has been a great success for till date. Now let's get back to the working of this Python Diamond. Here is the working, how it works. As you all can see over here, these are the three: Graphite Web, Kafun Cache, Whisper, and the Legends. They are separate, but they are interlinked among themselves using handlers and collectors. Graphite Web is basically the web version of showing the database, showing the OS matrices and all other components. This is a whisper handler. Handlers are there are two types. You guys can I'll show you guys later. There are two types of handlers. Like one is handler and another one is collector. You will define and in the configuration file you will define collectors and you will say what to collect. And in collector you will collect the data, and in handler you will handle the data which has been collected by collector. This is how it works. Let me go back to you guys and tell where it is being documented. Here is the documentations. Read the documentations. The documentation is simple and easily understood by other users. And Diamond is a here you can see what it is there, and everything else has been mentioned properly. It's a structured documentation, and you guys can rely on it and install the process. This getting started, all other installations, how it works, all this stuff, and configuration file, custom collectors. They are even given user scripts so that you guys can understand what is collectors, what are other handlers and all. Now let's go back to the presentation and explain a brief about Python Diamond and what are their other coding standards, and how collectors and the how collectors and handlers have to be defined. This is coding standards. Unit tests has to be if you want to push the data, if you want to push your if you want to merge your branch to the master, then these are the standards you have to follow. Documentation should be done using Docker style. Docker style has been given by the Python Diamond organization, so you have to follow that organization to start the collector, and then other stuffs. Okay guys, now I'll move on so that we will give more time for the examples and the installations. These are the installations you require make and RPM builds. These are the dependencies which are being required for the running of Python Diamond, CentOS or Ubuntu, Python Diamond 2.4 plus. You can even install Python 3 and Python config libraries, setup tool libraries, and putil libraries for non-Linux systems. That is for if you are working with Android. So this is, you can neglect this in Linuxes. This is how installation works. I'll explain the installation in the later part of the video. Now let's go back to what are loggings and collectors. So logging is being logging means like you'll be logging all the data files in a log file where you'll see all your histories, what has happened, what has been collected at what period of time. All those data will be kept in the log files. You can generate the log files whenever you run a Python daemon scripts. These are the settings. These settings vary according to the collectors. There are various collectors. Basically, I can show you guys. You guys can see here. So many collectors are there. Amavix collector, Accused collector, Aurora collector, CPU collector, and disk space collector. You can analyze anything, each and every each and every analysis done by the Python daemon. There are so many collectors. You can use all these collectors and collect the data, particularly specific specific disk or specific area of daemon, area of target. I can show you guys what actually Python daemon can do. If you right click on the bottom of this taskbar, you will get this taskbar, or else you can just click or else you can just hold on to, or else you can click use control plus alt plus delete buttons, and then the it'll take back to you the page where you can just select task manager. I can I'll show you guys what actually Python daemon will collect the data. Here in this you can see over here CPU percentage, memory, disk, network, and all these others. Just click on to the performance. In performance here you can see over this what is actually happening with your memory, which program is using your memory, and how much percentage of memory is being used, and how much percentage of disk is being right now used, and how much percentage of your memory is right now being used. And see over here you can in use, available, committed, cache, paged to pools, non-paged pools, and all other matrices. These matrices are logged vertically in a log file by Python in a Linux system, and then you can analyze it and produce your own charts using the help of Graphite. Graphite has been implementation of Graphite is right now. I'll make it another video for implementation of for Graphite. Right now, doing for implementation for Python Diamond, which is really simple. You guys can enjoy seeing your own system's performance, and there are other services. These are services run by your Windows right now for smooth and perfect UI. This is right now I'm using Wi-Fi, so these are the signals uh, which I get, which I get when I connect to the which I connect to the my routers. Okay, now let's close this. Now let's open this. These are the collector settings. All this. Okay. Now let's go to installation part. I will be using Linux, Ubuntu. So you guys, sorry, you guys can't see my face. Let's see. This is just for fun part. Now let's go back and do the installation part and the running part. will show how to install Python Diamond and you use it. Um, this goes accordingly. Now let's switch tabs between and then show you guys the steps for installation. These are the steps for installations. Here I have given you guys all the steps needs to be installed. Um, Now let's go into the documentation, diamond.red documentations. Here you can see type of documentations. This is the GitHub file where you will get the link for the documentation. Mm, Okay, these are the codes which you guys need to run. This is the first sudo apt-get update so that your system is up to date. Now let's go back and switch to terminal. Here I'm using my friend's laptop because my laptop already been configured for Python Diamond. This first command I run. Yeah, it's all updating the packages and all. Now let's switch tabs and then I'll show you guys. This is the command you guys can see over here. I configured most of the Linux system in this PC. This is monitoring Docker's down there. It's getting still installed. It takes time, guys. Really, it's gonna take time, so we have to wait and watch for it. Now it's almost done. It's just reading the packages. It's done now. Click on to the. Let's go back to the installation of the second command, which needs to be installed properly. Which needs to be installed, and now let's click on the terminal and then click on to the next command and then please just run it. It will only ask it is just 69.9 and 6 MB. You can just let's say push y and then start installing. It will start installing as it is 69.9 then 69.6 MB. It takes a lot of time. It's almost 20 minutes for installing. Here you guys can see all those videos. The installation process will take for Python Diamond is 20 minutes. I'm writing and showing this so that if you guys watch it with mute also and can understand the process what I have done in this installing process. So let's go back and check out. Yeah, it's 33%. If you have good network or Wi-Fi coverage area, you'll get all this. Just switch tabs between them. This is Linux with Apple theme. Don't get confused, guys. I just updated Linux with Apple theme. And I have turned off the keyboard sound because it annoys a lot. So that's it, guys. is going to 14 stable version. It's almost done. It's 76%, 77%. It, it's gonna take time. That's Kazam, just don't think of it. Just I'm recording using Kazam so that you guys can see. This is the speed of my net. If you have great speed, it would have been done within seconds or something like that. It's just a little bit of time required. Now we have done that, done. Next is git clone the repository into your system and use it. You can see over here, I'm just installing all those processes. It takes, it's almost done, it's working 98%, 99%. Once it reaches, it will fetch it and then set up the file. That's it. Setting up is almost done. Go back. This now third step. Git clone it. Wait. It's unpacking all the packages it has downloaded. This is necessary to be done because the files which has been downloaded will be in zip files, so we need to unzip all those files which have been downloaded. Here the dockers just going to use all those stuffs. Setting it up. It's almost done, guys. Now let's do git clone. Now do git clone. Just copy that and paste it in. This is Control Shift V. I use Control Shift V. Oops. And install git in this. Now let's install git sudo apt get install git. Here it's just 21 MB. Just say yes. It will start installing. It will hardly take some 1 minute or 2 minutes. If it is not installed, just install. I'm just typing it out so that you guys can see what. Yes. My system is too slow, or rather my friend's system is too slow. Okay, I hope it's recording my audio also. It's done, git is done. Now just run this. It is installed. This is cloning into your Python daemon. It will hardly take few more seconds. It's almost done. It's receiving the files, receiving the object. You can see all the speed. It's almost 106 kbps. I don't know why it's so slow. Now just to cd diamond where the five files are installed. CD diamond. Now to make build to make build those for configuration which you have installed or which are downloaded right now. Then go down, make will compile and create files for running Python diamond. Go back to the Windows terminal, sorry, Linux terminal, sorry. This you guys need to see the version. Let me package is built at the version 4.2.53. Go to the yes, here you can see over here they have said you guys to check the version name properly because they'll be keep on updating their Python daemon tool. So let me check with the same question. Oops, it gave me error. So let's go into let's see, it's not there. So just go into build file. This is the build file. Just cd build ls. Yep, got it, guys. The file number is 4.2.453. Now go back. We'll go back. Cd dot dot. So you guys can see over here. We'll do cd dot dot. So cd is this arrow marked. Arrow marks are used so that you can do all those files. Now just press the upper arrow mark and then change the number 3.5.8 to 4.0.453. 453. Setting the process, it's done. Python has been installed. Now setting up will start. It's done, guys. It's almost done. These are the files which you can just run it. Just copy paste it. You'll see the files. Example files will be there. Just install it. And then configure the file. Oops, there is no permission given to me. Okay, let me check what is wrong. Sudo will always work. Sudo will always work. At last, now we'll start the diamond. It'll hardly take few seconds for me to start. Just copy paste the command. Just copy paste the command. Control Shift V, enter. Ta-da! It started. Now Python diamond is started. Ta-da! It's started. Installed and started. That's it. Thank you, guys. Vishwanath here. finish. Okay, now let's see all those installation process has been done. Now let's go back to the examples. This time I'll show you how to show how to run Python diamond what happens. CD diamond ls. You can see over there two log files, archive log files and diamond log files. You have to just the archive log files. This is the main output of the Python daemon, guys. This is the main output of the Python daemon. This is CPU3 which is being used. You can see your his name and how much is used and the timestamp. Last one is 14622032234 is the timestamps. There are three columns dot name files. One is how much memory it has used, and another one is timestamp. This is notebook PC what have recently turned it on. So this all are the its logs what it has been done. So by studying all of this, we can provide graphs for it and work through it. This is the huge log files which will be generated when you run Python daemon, which is daemon, which will be continuously running it. Here you can see over here all the main daemon files, and if you connect Python daemon to graphite handler, this is the link which will be used, that is localhost. It has been removing all oldest one and giving us more matrices because we haven't configured the graphite handler. In this video I haven't shown. In the next video I'll definitely upload the graphite handlers video how it's gonna work. Let's go back. That is let's go to CD etc. PC diamond. There are two folders, collectors and handlers, and I'm showing you guys right now. Diamond configuration file where so many configuration files are there. Here three graphite handler, diamond.handler, and archive handlers. Here you can specify which user you can want to monitor or which group or the PID numbers. You can change the PID numbers in diamond.pid. And this is the archive handler, guys. This is where we have stored the archives, which means that the handlers have stored all its data which is being done collected from the collectors. This is the handlers log file. The number of days to keep the log files, how much number of days it has to keep, and this is the graphite handler. Right now I haven't configured graphite handler, so we cannot use graphite handler. This is the host, that is 172.0.0.1. You can send all those data to that. These are the timeouts, which are the badges. Let's go down and see the collectors. Let's first see the configuration file. This is the configuration file. If you just remove one command, and this is the network collector enabled true. If you do it, then now the network connections will be done. I'm not saving it so that it's gonna get out of the scope. Now let's go back to the handlers. I can just show you guys. Let me see where it will be stored. CD home ls. Let's go back to diamond. We'll minimize it so that you guys can understand it. Python diamond. Okay, where will it be? It will be in dogs. Just press. Okay, source files, diamond. Inside the diamond, you guys will see ls. Yeah, now you guys got to see all those files. Character.py, geometric, error.py, init.py, server.py. If there is an error, this will be showed in error.py. Let me show you guys. As there is no error, so there is nothing there in this error.py. Let me show you how many handlers are there. These many handlers are there. This is the active Arca handler, HTTP handler, MySQL handler. I'll show you Arca handler. This is the Arca handler. This is the class which will collect all those files. Let me maximize it and show you guys. This is the archive handler in the implementation of the handler abstract class. This is the init class. This is the message handler logging dot handlers dot time duration file handlers. This is the main guys. For every midnight it counts. For 7 days we have figured it out. It will just delete it off. This is the process. It will store, type the matrices, the dot name which I said that will be in this. Okay, now let's go back and I'll show you graphite. This is the graphite.py. Okay, where is it? This send underscore. All these files will be sent graphite to the graphite handler. If you guys have defined the graphite handler, you guys will able to see all those things. Sudo collect to the graphite handler servers. Say this docky will come in between. Now let's go back. This is the graphite handler. Let's just minimize it. And that's it, guys. Thank you. Done with the video's presentation of my tool Python Diamond. This is the end of the Python Diamond installation and demonstration. That's it, guys. That's it from the presentation. So you can see it. Thank you. Ta-da.